It's his 50th birthday.
Yes.
Do you have some memorable moments that you want to recall?
We were just covering that, you know, I could bribe him for the rest of his life.
Bribe me.
I mean, I could own his house, I could own his kids.
You're making it sound like I was bad.
No, we just got into a lot of trouble.
Like-
All of it clean fun, I must admit. But I think the one that comes to mind the most is the 53 Plymouth story.
53.
I think that's a good story.
16 years old, just barely turned 16. Just got my driver's license a week before last.
And then,
Tony, he works on a lot of cars. He's a mechanic, man. Had a lot of little cars laying around. People wouldn't pay, so they left cars. So, he was very gracious and generous and let us use one of his cars one time.
Well, that was only because we wanted to do something, and he asked his dad if he could use his car. And his dad, after laughing hysterically for 30 minutes, said, "Try again, buddy." So that meant we couldn't get on the race car, so then we went down, and my dad is always very good about sharing things, and especially his cars. So we borrowed my dad's car, and he said that actually the whole quote was, "Say, Uncle Tony, could we borrow your car?" And my dad said, "Well, yeah, you can borrow it. Do you have insurance?" "Oh, yeah, here's my card." "Oh, you got your license?" "Oh, yeah, here's my license." "Well, it's a stick shift. Can you drive it?" "Oh, yeah, I know how to." "Yeah, we learned how to drive stick shifts in Tri-Versette." And he said, "Well, just be careful. Go ahead, take the car." So we got in the car, it was parked right in front of the house on Rockwell. I got in the passenger seat, Raymond got in the driver's seat, and threw the puppy in reverse and backed it out nice and turned the wheels and pulled it out nice, and we just sailed down the front of that Rockwell Street going towards North Avenue. I look at Raymond and go, "Boy, you really can drive stick shift." He goes, "What, are you crazy? It was locked. We just got out of there. I was sweating the whole time. I've never driven a stick shift in my life." And that was the beginning of this entire episode. We left like at 12 noon and got home at 10 o'clock at night.
Out of gas.
Yeah, we had every time you stopped the car, the trunk flew open.
And the front seat has, you know, it's mounted by springs. It has mounting bolts and springs. Well, the mounting bolts were gone, so every time you let up on the clutch, the front seat would go back.
Yeah.
And then the trunk would go up.
The trunk would go up, and there was a hole on the floor. There was also no heater, remember?
No heat.
We had a blanket.
Blankets.
We had a blanket.
So we had a blanket, rocking seats, flying open trunk.
And he wouldn't stop the car.
Because I didn't know how to switch gears. So she would
I'd have to
slow down at the stop sign.
slow enough so I could jump out, run to the back, slam the trunk, and
catch up to the car, jump in, and keep on going.
we did this the whole time. And we went from the northwest side all the way to the south side.
We picked up Freddie, didn't we?
We went to go see Freddie, and
Cousin Freddie, we took him to church.
he was on his way to church.
Praying all the way there.
He got a jump on it. Yeah, he did. He got in the car. I got in the middle. It was the first time I felt warmth. For 3 hours, my hands and feet were freezing. Yes, and we got lost. I remember we were in this real, after we took Freddie to church, well, he took us to see Ronnie and Gloria. They had just gotten married and their son was a baby, okay? So we saw them, and we left really quick. We never did get to see Aunt Sally. I think that's where we were originally
I didn't think we
going.
could stop the car at that time. We were going around the block.
That's right, because we stopped the car, you're right.
Because by that time we had killed the engine a couple of times, so I didn't know how to start the car the right way by bump starting it. So this guy was pushing me up and down the street. He says, "I got stick shift." He says, "What do you got?" I says, "I got stick shift." He says, "Oh, good, then we'll be able to get your car started." Well, naturally, you put it in gear and let the clutch out and it starts. So after the guy pushes, well, I didn't know that. I never drove stick. So turn the key, and when the son of a bitch goes to start.
Remember Freddie
Pushing up and down the
pushing
side streets. And
Remember Freddie pushing the car? We're 2 blocks all dressed up in a suit.
and the seat's going back, and the trunk's going up.
And all I'm thinking is, oh, thank God it's Freddie pushing this car and not me. Because I was the second choice. And we finally got Freddie to church. By now it's dark, we haven't eaten. We basically have like a total of $4 between us. But that was the whole day and gas for this car. So we obviously were like not eating at all. Oh no, we're full. Oh no, yeah, oh yeah. You know, we wouldn't take the, we didn't want anyone to know we were so broke. So finally we took Freddie home. Pride.
Stupidity, but right.
So I'm lost, and I remember we stopped someplace, and I go to this lady's house and knock on the door. And she's very, very nice. I said, "I'm incredibly lost. I have no idea where we're at. We have to get home. Can I use your phone?" "Oh, I don't know." so. But she did let me in, and I called home, and I said, we're at this place, and we've got to get home. How do we get there? You know, of course, Dad was always his usual information. You take 94th going south, you go 2 blocks, and you take a west. And I'm like, yeah, right. Okay, Dad, goodbye. I had no idea where we were going. So I come back out, and Ray says, so where are we going? He goes, I don't know, we're still lost. You should have gone in. I can't stop the car, so we almost got in a fight. So finally, I don't know how we jimmy-rigged the hood, the truck, but it finally did stay down. So then we finally found a highway. So, well, let's get on a big highway. We find a big street, get on a big highway, we'll get home. So we're on a big high street, and I said, Ray, there's the expressway. To this day, I still don't know what expressway that was.
I don't know what it was.
There was a big expressway.
She says, turn here.
Turn right. We can get out over here. This is an entrance. I don't know, Judy. I believe this. I'm going, one way, do not enter.
We were going down the entrance ramp.
So
Why are these cars coming at us?
I can't believe you did that. Yeah, I said, I don't know how to drive. I don't know.
Can't you damn thing?
So he had to throw it in reverse. Again, you have to appreciate that he couldn't find first, second, or third. So he's got to go into reverse.
And the rocking chair going. The truck's going. And we're going down the exit ramp.
Yes, that's right.
That's only one day of my life with her.
That was the time you were teaching me how to drive, and I got you arrested.
Yeah, I know. Your dad came to the police station with a check. They don't take checks.
Dad went to bail him out with a check.
Got his checkbook in his pocket. Don't take checks. You have to spend the night in jail.
Oh, how did you get him? Why did that happen? No, why did he get in jail? Why was he arrested?
Well, because he was teaching me how to drive. I was driving. And he told me to turn or do something, and I wasn't prepared, so I cut like 3 cars off, and they all slammed their brakes. And when it happened that a cop was over at the corner, so the whole thing.
And she didn't have no license or nothing.
I didn't have my permit, nothing. So Raymond jumps and says, quick, get on the other side, I'll jump
So
over.
we switched sides, so the cops wouldn't
Arrested
take
him.
her to jail, no driver's license. So they took me to jail. Chivalry isn't dead. It's dead now.
Well, the funny part about this is that by the time we finally got home from that night out with the car, he pulled up in front of the house and he could park like butter. He knew how to go backwards and forwards and left and right, and Dad standing off there like this. I was getting really worried. Ray goes, oh, no problem. See you right, see you, bye. Go upstairs.
Till this day, we never knew whether he knew or not about our experience. That's why she says, you want to tell her that one? I says, I don't know, your dad's here. I don't know if you ever heard that story. You let me use that Plymouth, that stick shift the first time? Didn't know a damn thing about it. But I wanted a car that day.
We wanted out so bad.
Sure, Mom. Give me one.
Okay.
Only if one.
Okay, that's it.
That's it for now.
No, that's the most of some of the when you would do the band and you would be Tina Turner and the
Oh, the 4th of July parties?
yeah.
We would go to his house, or we would go to your house. With the kids little, we had no money.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
The Rumble story?
Well, that's another one.
That's a good run story. A Rumble story. I had just gotten divorced, and I didn't like being alone, so. Well, I don't know. Well, anyway, I didn't want to stay at home all the time.
It was party time.
It was party time, so I would go over to Becky and John's house. Now, Raymond and Mary lived upstairs. So I would go over, I'd go, I've got $30. And she'd go, okay, John, what do we got, Joe? Well, I got $10. Now, Ray, Mary, you want to go out? Yeah, but we're broke. But what do you got? And we would literally pull the money. And this is how we would go out. Well, one night, I'd gotten my alimony check. So I was loaded that night. I said, let's go out. Well, we started out going to a place called Friar Tuck's. I'm not even going to tell you how it ended up being called.
Yeah, 2 bottles of wine later, it was called Friar.
Nobody could say the name. So
Nobody
we
could say the
first
name
would just
after a
go,
while.
yes, that's
It was
it.
one of those places where you drink wine and throw peanuts on the floor. It was great.
It was wonderful. So we said, okay, time to move on. So in a caravan, we all moved on and we went to another place. And
We were in
went to another
Newtown. That's
place.
where we started. We were in Newtown. That's where Friar Tuck's was in Newtown.
Right, yeah, right. But then we went someplace else on Lincoln
Oh, we went to
Avenue.
review it up, yeah.
someplace on Lincoln Avenue, and that closed down. Well, by now, Mary, Becky, and I are just a little testy. Now, Raymond and John were very good that night. They had the common sense to keep it together.
Designated driver.
They had no choice. The girls were really out to beat the guys this time, so every single one of us was just a little toasted. By the time we were leaving our second place, the guy says, the waiter's asking us, well, what do you want? We're closing. So I said, I'll have one. Becky, what will you have? I'll have one. Mary, what do you have? The same. Like that. So we said, well, let's go to Ruggles, which was like one of the last places that was open. It was late. We were still dancing and everything. Oh, we didn't want to even do it. John and Ray, of course, are going, oh my God, when will this nightmare end?
About 4:30 in the morning with spaghetti breakfast. Or 5:30, 6:30, 7:30.
We walk in and I whip out my big $20 bill, right? I said, for everyone! The guy gives me 50 cents change.
We were toast for the night.
I'm like, I've only got 50 cents. I can't buy a drink. Raven, I can't get a drink. John, I can't get a drink. Becky, oh my gosh, it's terrible. Mary, Becky, and I are like, oh my goodness, it's too bad. And they're like, yeah, right, like you need another drink. So they sit down at the table, and I swear to this day, all of us were there, and we danced to this song. This band's playing. They started out with the Temptations, and it was called Papa Was a Rolling Stone. And this song played for at least 30 minutes.
They started out with the jukebox.
Yes, exactly. The Temptations were on the jukebox, and then this band took over, and they just kept going. This, and we're all, I mean, you know, I danced with everybody 4 times. The song
No,
never
but the
ended.
thing was that you never noticed the transition
trans-
between the jukebox and the band.
Exactly.
It just
You thought they
flowed
were
right
still
into it.
the Temptations, and it wasn't. It was the band playing. So we're all dancing, we're having a good old time, and the waiter comes up, and of course he asks for a drink order, and I go, I can't have anything, I don't have any money. No, what the hell? So Mary, I go, well, I have a rain wine. Maggie goes, I'll have a rain wine. And Mary's going, I'll have the same.
No, me too.
Me too. So then they're going, we'll have Coke, we'll have coffee. No, that's okay. So we danced and we laughed and then we both fell asleep. Well, poor John. I've always thought this was pretty funny.
And poor Ray.
Poor Ray. Oh no, you only had one. He had 2.
Hey, but I had to go 2 flights up.
Over your shoulder. That's true.
Mary passed out. I mean, literally dead weight. You know, a dead weight person. Could pull the body out of the car and throw it over the train. I get this big ass up in the air. I'm climbing these stairs. And the cop comes by and he's flashing his light. Everything okay? Not too much Ryan wine. Carried her up and dumped her. And then passed.
I was like
John had
semi-conscious because I could hear John going, oh shit. Oh, I got 2 of them. Okay. He's talking to himself, right? Not thinking.
Psyching himself up.
Yeah. He's going, oh, well, we're going to spend the night at Judy's. So don't even, then we're going to spend the night at my house. So we're like, okay. And I'm like, you need some help, John. He's like, no, I'm fine. Just give your sister a push and I can pick her up. So, I'm like, got her, double. Okay. And I fell back to sleep. And then he's going, all right, come on, it's not your turn now. And I walk in, and Becky's on my couch. And I'm going, well, now where am I going to fit? Oh, there's room, Joe, don't worry. And that was how it ended. We all woke up with terrible heads. Except for John and Ray, who let us laugh and made fun of us for the rest of our lives. And whenever they want to get at me, they just go, for everyone!